At 60, I lost my job to AI. Today, here on one of the beautiful Montana forests, and I am living the most intentional, authentic life I have ever known. A true, slow living lifestyle with quiet help from the same technology that upended everything. When I lost my job, I thought my only option was a 40-mile commute back to the corporate grind. Instead, I discovered that life after 60 would look nothing like I planned. Let me show you how the thing that broke my life actually helped me fix it. This morning, I stood on my back porch with my coffee and watched the river for 20 minutes. Nobody was waiting on me. No inbox, no meetings, just the water, the trees, and the steam coming off my cup. Honestly, I am not sure I had stood still like that in 25 years. I did not plan this life. I did not dream about it or pin it to a vision board. This life happened because my old one fell apart. So let me take you back to the moment everything broke. For more than 25 years, I was the person who handled things. Executive assistant, office manager, managing editor. If you have ever been the one everybody comes to when something is on fire, you know exactly the life I am talking about. My days belonged to other people's calendars. My energy went to other people's crises. My wins were measured by how smoothly someone else's day went, and I was good at it. Honestly, I was proud of it. But somewhere in all those years of taking care of everyone else's world, I stopped asking a pretty basic question. What did I want my own days to look like? Maybe you know that feeling. You are capable, you are needed, your life looks full from the outside, and yet some quiet part of you suspects you are living a schedule, not a life. Now, I spent most of my life in San Francisco, moving at San Francisco speed. And if you have never lived it, let me tell you what that means. It means corporate life where every minute is spoken for before you even wake up. Back-to-back meetings, emails that could not wait, and a calendar that ran my day instead of the other way around. It means sitting in traffic for an hour to go 8 miles and calling that normal. Even the fun things ran on a clock. Dinner with friends meant comparing calendars 3 weeks out, squeezing in coffee between commitments, and checking my phone under the table the whole time. And then I moved to Western Montana to be closer to family. But here is the funny part. When I first got here, I brought that pace with me. I was surrounded by forest, living next to a river people dream about, and I was still glued to a screen on somebody else's clock. The trees were new. The treadmill of life was basically the same. Then in 2024, my job disappeared. Not to a person, to a bot and an outsourcing company in the same breath. 25 years of experience, and I was replaced by software that had never comforted an angry customer or untangled a real human mess in its life. I remember thinking, how does something with no real human experience take over what I worked so hard at? I was 60 years old, and to be honest with you, it did not feel like a fresh start. It felt like being erased. If you have ever lost a job at this stage of life, you know the particular flavor of that fear. It is not just the money, although the money is real. It is the question underneath it. Who is going to hire me now? Am I done? Is this how my story goes? The nearest city is 40 miles from my front door, so I did what we are all trained to do when something breaks. I tried to patch my life back together exactly the way it was. I sat up at night scrolling job listings, doing the math on an 80-mile round-trip commute. And here is the thing. It does not snow in San Francisco. Nobody warns you about a country road in a Montana January, black ice you cannot see until you are on it, and a snowplow that gets to your road when it gets to your road. That was the drive I was signing up for. And for what? To go back to a badge, a cubicle, and somebody else's calendar. Because that was the only script I knew, right? But one night, sitting at my desk with those job listings glowing on the screen, a different thought crept in. What do I actually want my days to look like? Not what is practical, not what is expected, not what would make me look okay to everybody else. What is true? I could not remember the last time I had asked myself that question, and I have a feeling a lot of us can't, especially those of us who spent decades being the reliable one, the helper, the handler. We get so fluent in everyone else's needs that our own become a foreign language. That question scared me more than the layoff did, because the layoff happened to me. This question was mine to answer. So here is where the story takes a turn I did not expect. Late one night, out of equal parts curiosity and, honestly, a little spite, I opened one of those AI chat tools, the same kind of technology that that had just taken my job. I figured if it was smart enough to replace me, it could at least make itself useful. I typed something like this: I am 60 years old. I just lost my job. Here is what I have coming in. Here is what I spend. Is there a version of my life that does not include an 80-mile commute? Then I just talked to it like a person. I gave it my real numbers, my real fears, my real questions. What would it take to stay here by the river? What does a smaller, slow living lifestyle, a more intentional life actually cost? What could I build on my own terms? And instead of a lecture, I got a conversation. It helped me lay out what semi-retirement could actually look like. It walked through my numbers without judgment. It helped me see income ideas that fit my experience instead of pretending my 25 years meant nothing. Piece by piece, a picture came together on that screen that no job listing had ever shown me. A life that was smaller on paper and so much bigger in every way that counts. I want to be clear about the moment that mattered. It was not that a computer gave me permission. It was that for the first time since the layoff, I saw my real options laid out in front of me with no sales pitch, no pity, and nobody telling me what a woman my age is supposed to do. Something in my chest loosened. I remember exhaling like I had been holding my breath for months. The thing that broke my life was helping me fix it. So I stopped trying to rebuild the old life and started building the true one. And I chose to stay, not because I was stuck here, but because standing still long enough to actually see this place, I realized I already had what half the internet is desperately chasing. A slow living lifestyle is the dream everybody is posting about. I was living inside one and had been too busy to notice. My mornings start with coffee and the river instead of a commute. I work on projects I chose at hours I chose, and AI quietly runs the busy work underneath it all. It helps me research, plan, organize, and handle the tedious pieces that used to swallow whole afternoons. The technology does the grind so the human gets the life. That is the trade I never knew was on the table. Life after 60 was supposed to be the wind down chapter. Nobody mentioned it could be the chapter where your outside life finally matches your inside self, because that is all living authentically has ever meant. Not candles and linen, just days that tell the truth about who you are. Now I can practically hear you through the screen. That is lovely, Susan, but I cannot move to a forest in Montana. And you are right, but slow living is not a zip code. It was never about the trees or the river. It is about subtraction. It is one honest decision about your own days. Maybe for you it is protecting your Sunday mornings like they are a doctor's appointment. Maybe it is finally letting a tool handle the planning and paperwork that eats your evenings, so that hour belongs to you again. Maybe it is asking that same scary question I asked at my kitchen table. What do I actually want my days to look like? You do not need a layoff to earn the right to ask it. I just needed one, because honestly, nothing short of that would have made me stop. And I still have hard days. Semi-retirement is not a hammock and a lemonade commercial. Some months the numbers are tight, and some days the quiet feels loud. This is not perfection. It is progress. But it is my progress in my life on my terms. And at 60, I thought I was being erased. At 62, I am living the most intentional, authentic life I have ever known. Not because AI is magic, but because it helped me see clearly at the exact moment my old life stopped blocking the view. You know, that is kind of a cool thing. If you are sitting where I sat at a kitchen table with a screen full of options that all feel wrong, try what I tried. Open one of those AI tools tonight and just tell it the truth about your days. Ask it the question you have been avoiding. You do not have to figure it all out today. You just have to start the conversation. I am Susan, and on this channel we use AI to make life easier, safer, and honestly a little more fun. If this video helped you today, please subscribe, because I have so much more coming for women just like us. Until next time, when we explore more interesting AI topics together, what will it be? You'll have to come back and see. And if you are ready to put these tools into action with a community of women just like us, come join me in our membership. I'll see you in the next video.